best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money back. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Week 13 upsets to bet. No one hits more upsets than us. Friday, I'll be back in the regular studio for the live call-in show. Let's get this money. Great to see all of you. First game, we got the Carolina Panthers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Panthers are plus 5.5. I know. But this is an upset show, and we look for upsets where people don't normally look. And I think the Panthers can do this. And I told you earlier in the year, the new coach bounce is real. You saw that transformation. You saw that symbiosis change completely when we saw McDaniels leave, Pierce come in. And I think we're going to see a similar thing for the Panthers. I mean, we did see that for them last year. When Steve Wilkes came in for Matt Rule, the energy was better, the physicality was better, and the schematics were better. And I'm not saying that the Panthers are a good team who are poorly coached. I think they're bottom tier in the talent pool. They're certainly bottom tier when you look at the owners in this league. David Tepper is an absolute idiot. I'm not trying to spin any sort of narrative. And I was questioning Bryce Young, and I do think Bryce Young has been terrible, and I do think it's a possibility he could be a bust. But even with that being said, I think we're going to see a Panthers team that will take some risks. I think we're going to see some play calling out of the box. Dare I say 3 or 4 trick plays, reverse pass. We're going to see something out of the Panthers. Tepper is demanding a response, and I think with this new voice in the locker room, they will get a response. And you have to look at the way this Bucs team has been playing, man. They're getting worse. I mean, they were pretty decent around week 3, week 4, and then ever since Philly beat them, they've been in decline. And I know why you guys like Tampa. Every single week, people tell me, Lawson, you should take Tampa. Well, how is that paid off? And when you look at the Buccaneers, they look great on paper. When you pick up a piece of paper or you pop into Madden disc, I get it. The defense is stacked, 2 playmakers on the outside, but this team just isn't fundamentally sound. This team can't run block, and it doesn't seem like they can cover anyone on defense. I think it's going to be an ugly, sloppy game. And normally when you play an ugly game, those games stay close. And I think the Panthers can steal this one. Do I want you to bet your mortgage? Do I want you to bet your wife's wedding ring on it? No. But I won't be surprised if the Panthers come in and steal this game. I think losing Frank Reich is a net positive for the Panthers, and I am starting to question some of the effort I'm seeing out of the Buccaneers players. Baker Mayfield hasn't even been that bad, but they just look out of sync and out of focus. Give me the Panthers. I love them with the points, and honestly, I would not be surprised if they stole this game on the road. Division battle too. 5.5 is a lot of points for the Bucs to lay against anyone. Next game, we got the Cleveland Browns, Flacco, at the Los Angeles Rams. Browns plus 3.5. We're seeing it at plus 4 some places, but let's dig into it, man. And I get it. You're probably sick of Lawson saying Browns in the upset. I think they've been in this video 4 times. We're 3-1 in the games. And I know last week against the Broncos was absolutely shocking. It simply wasn't good enough. But we have to keep it in perspective. We have to keep a deep breath and understand when you fumble the ball 4 times, you're going to lose any game. And when you look at this Rams team, I always look at their matchups like this. Are the Rams going to be able to pass block? Is Matt Stafford going to be able to have time to manipulate the field and go through his reads? I don't think he will. I know Zay Smith is banged up. I know Myles Garrett is banged up, but Myles Garrett was saying playing his day-to-day. He will be playing. And when Myles Garrett plays, he's an absolute force of nature. He's a fucking tornado coming off that edge. And I don't think the Rams can block him. And I get it. Vegas loves the Rams. I get it. There's an assortment of options. McVay's a great play caller, and we know Matt Stafford can be surgical when he's in rhythm and gusto, but I just don't think he's going to have enough time to throw, and we don't know who's going to play quarterback for the Browns. It's going to be Walker. It's going to be DTR. Hell, we're even hearing Mary Kay Cabot is saying Joe Flacco might get a chance. I just think the Browns win this game in an ugly sort of fashion. I think you can push around this Rams front seven. I think you can throw it a little bit, but we know with the Browns quarterback situation, they can't exploit that. but I still think the Browns are able to run the ball, and the Rams haven't been able to run the ball this whole year. There's only one way to attack this Browns defense. You got to hit them in the run game, outside the tackles, get them blitzing, and catch them flat-footed on the outside. I don't think the Rams have the dogs to do that, and I don't think they have the will to do that. Browns in and upside. I absolutely love them with the points. I would not be shocked if they won the damn game. Next game, we got the Los Angeles Chargers at the New England Patriots. Patriots +6. Maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe I'm getting a little bit of cabin fever up here with this snow, but listen, we had the Giants on this list last week, and I said, here's what I said. I don't think the Patriots should be laying 3.5 points to anyone. Can we say that about the Chargers? And this is more psychological, so bear with me. I do think this Chargers team is checked out. I do think they're on Booking.com looking to go to Brazil or the Caribbean, buying stuff for their wife to go with them, buying the towels and all that. I do think they're vacation watching right now. Not a lot of teams are, but I think the Chargers are, and I think they're completely demoralized by Brandon Staley. Brandon Staley's cost them at least 3 or 4 wins this year, and I don't think I'm exaggerating. I don't think I'm being harsh. I just wonder what type of effort are we going to see from the Chargers on the road in a cold Foxborough against the Patriots team that has nothing to fucking lose. I mean, they lose every week, but they don't have anything to lose, and you guys should take me seriously. I've been picking against the Patriots every single week for the last 3 years. I get a lot of flack for it, but it has been right more often than not. But I think this is a week when you can ride with them. If you want to hit something like a +330 for them to win the game, I do think this is worth the dice roll. And I do think the Patriots quarterback situation is terrible. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. We don't know if we're going to see Zappy or Matt Jones. But I think the difference in this game, I think the Patriots can play better defense than the Chargers. Let's not forget that this Chargers front seven without Bosa, they're soft against the run. I think the Patriots would be able to run it. Maybe we see something crazy. I do think weather will be a factor. And one thing about this Chargers team, they've never traveled well. They're not well coached. They're not physical. They can't run the ball. You got Herbert, who has an absolute golden arm. But other than that, what the fuck do they have? And maybe we see a Bill Belichick cooked up spirit type Sunday. Give me the Patriots. I know it's crazy, but we're talking upsets, boys. Next game, we got the Arizona Cardinals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Zona +5.5. I just have to put this on here. We've been riding the Steelers rather well the last 4 weeks, and credit to us for overseeing their blemishes and ugliness and riding with them. Like I said earlier in the year, you have to find that girl that no one else notices, and you have to find something special in her. And I do like what the Steelers are doing. I did like how they looked, getting rid of Matt Canada last week on offense, 400 yards. But they only got 16 points. And when you add Kyler Murray to this Cardinals offense, I do think they have an explosion. I do think Jonathan Gannon's a better coach than we thought he would be. I do think this is dangerous. The reason why I'm not as gung-ho about Zona as I should is I didn't like the game plan last week against the Rams. We didn't see Kyler Murray get out of the pocket. We didn't see a lot of play action. We didn't see a lot of creativity. If Zona wants to show creativity and use Kyler Murray the correct way, they could beat Pittsburgh. I'm not joking. We know this Zona defense is really, really bad, but one thing we know is they're going to try their ass off, and 5.5 is a lot for Pittsburgh against anyone. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. The best gambling show on the internet. Let's get this money. Live call-in show Friday. Oh, it'll be a little later, 5:30 Eastern, 6 o'clock Eastern. I'll see you there. Follow me on Instagram, Lawson Bets NFL. Let's get this dough.